Alright, so there's a few things we need to do before we continue on to go pull the motor out of my buddy's car, the block, and bring it here. We need to bag and tag all of the bolts, so don't forget. Throw away the garbage and clean up the mess. So here you see it, mess, no mess. A little bit of mess, a lot of stuff in here, but got the transmission, transfer case, spare block on this dolly. Got the wheels back on, suspension back together loosely. Obviously it's not tightened, but it's back together so I could push this out. Bungee cord the drive shaft and the exhaust up. We gotta push this out, pressure wash everything. That'll be nice. This is the bad block. I'm gonna have to strip everything off on over here. Bag and tagged all the bolts. Essentially all the parts are like right here. Need to still vacuum up some mess over here, but here is the head. Basically, got the garage back in a little bit of an order, and we'll be able to move forward and go get my buddy's motor, or we'll get my buddy's block. Once we get that, we will bring it to the machine shop, see what he says about that and the head, and then we'll proceed forward. Alright, so today we went over to Edgar's house. Shout out Edgar. He's doing a 6-bolt swap on his car, so his 7-bolt block he doesn't need. This was the spare block that I had that I thought was good. It's already bored out to 86 millimeters, so I really don't feel like going much more than that. The block Edgar had is never been machined. It's 85 millimeters. We took the stroker crank out of that block, put it in this block, put the ARP main studs in. Just mounting this all up a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and bring this block and bring the head to the machine shop so they can check the crank, they can check the block. They're gonna have the machine obviously. Probably gonna do 85.25, possibly 85.5. We'll see. We're gonna have to clearance the block for the rods. It's kind of dark. Basically right there. See if I can show you on this one. Get a light. All right, so you should kind of, maybe, right there. Can you see that? Right there by my thumb. Basically, you gotta clearance them a little bit. That way, the bigger rods can not hit. So we gotta do that. Hopefully everything's good on the machine shop, and then we can start ordering some parts. Because once I talk to him, and he goes over the block, and he goes over the crank, make sure the crank is good, then we can start ordering the pistons, the rods, everything. Just wanted to hold off. But yeah, I'll give you guys an update once we drop this off at the machine shop and see what he says. So I figured while we have the engine out, and we don't really have much we can do right now, waiting on the machine shop and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and strip out the wiring harness, take all that wiring loom off that looks cheap, junky, relabel the plugs, and then put a nicer loom on. We are going ahead with the ABS delete, so we're gonna take that out. all the lines. Probably gonna, I've been going back and forth if I want to swap the power steering pump to here. The only issue with, to here. Only issue with that is then I gotta make new lines. It puts more fluid right in front of the front tire, so that's also a hazard if it leaks or something. But it would clean up it better and it'll look nicer, and then I have to run power wire, which isn't a big deal. But other than that, I'm gonna take out all the ABS stuff, take out all the stock fuel lines that are there. Don't need those. And then when we go through the wiring loom that is right up there, go through that and see what we can remove and what we need and so forth. Basically, try to get rid of most of the stuff we don't need in here and just clean it up and make it look a lot nicer. I don't know if you can tell, but I degreased the engine bay. I had to spray it off because right after I did it, I realized I shouldn't have sprayed it on the brake booster. As you can see, it's dull now. And that was like, I sprayed it, thought about it for a second, I was like, oh, I can't paint surface, so whatever. Nothing else got affected though, and it all cleaned up pretty well. We're just waiting on parts and stuff. All right, so the last clip you saw was on the 18th of June. Today is the 30th, so it's been a bit. All the parts are ordered. Just waiting on a few things, but I figured I'd give an update and get this video out, showing where we're at right now. So, the engine bay, relocating the power steering, got rid of ABS. We're gonna finish cleaning up that power distribution positive. This is the wiring harness that goes across the top. Pretty much everything is getting deleted out of that. I have the fenders pulled off because I'm probably going to be deleting a lot of the wiring that goes underneath for the ABS and AC stuff. Added the new fittings for the power steering. So yeah, engine bay is going to be pretty clean. It's going to look pretty good. And I'm doing a lot more than I anticipated, but it is what it is. There's been a few delays, so I got into an accident. I'll put the clip in here now. So with that, that's limiting my ability to work on the car right now a little bit. Going through all that. And also back order on parts and stuff, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. Let's go over some of the parts that have come in. So for the rods, we went with the boost line rods, which as you can see, they say like 1,000 horsepower they're rated for. The J&Z ABS lines, ABS delete lines, non-ABS prop valve, gotta clean up a little bit more. Gaskets, cam bolts, look pretty cool, cam gear bolts, timing belt, new exhaust manifold studs, magnetic oil pan, plug, new starter, L19 head studs, the Felpro bottom end gasket kit, Mishimoto radiator hoses, got a new Gates pump, water pump from Edgar, shout out him. He also gave me that. That's cool. I didn't have that before. I don't really run them, but I'll run that. New heater hoses. This is the vacuum pump. I gotta install, gotta make a bracket for it. That's cool. New axle, see how this goes. The passenger axle, once we took it off, the CV boot was ripped. So the engine block and the head have been at the machine shop for about 2 weeks now, but unfortunately we are still waiting on pistons. I thought they were in stock, but I got an email a few days later. It's a 2 to 3 week back order. It is what it is. The other thing we're waiting on is the intake manifold. I ended up selling the last one I had, and the new one, also thought it was only like a 2 week lead time, ended up being, they said, a 4 to 6 week back order. So we have a lot to do anyways. We have to finish making the lines for the connections to the power steering, install the new ABS so we have the brakes back up, figure out what we're going to do with this. I got to buy a power distribution block, something a little better than that. I don't like that. Want to get rid of those wires as much as possible. Waiting on the bearings to come in. It's not a lot left. Main thing is the pistons, bearings, and intake. Hopefully, once the pistons come here, I can get the engine back, and then I gotta go through this wiring loom, fix it, make it cleaner, do like a minor tuck. Nothing crazy, because I really just want to get this thing back on the road. I definitely do miss driving it. That's probably gonna be it for this update. Not sure when the next one's coming. Hopefully get more parts soon. Hopefully get some more done with this car. I'm also probably going to go with the restalled converter. And with the stroker motor and a restalled converter, hopefully I don't need nitrous. Nitrous is cool, but it'd be cool if we didn't need it to do the launches. So I still have to strip down this motor. And I'm just going to wait until I get my other block back to do that. So it doesn't really make sense to do it right now. But figured I'd get this update video out. I appreciate you guys sticking around, hanging out. Can't wait to show you what is next. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.